Men was born not just to rule. Inside of a man DNA, there is something biological, not just spiritual, that causes a man to rule. There's something inside a man that causes him to want to protect. There's something in a man that wants him to provide, to raise a family, to pass his seed on and watch his seed grow into the things of manhood and womanhood. Hi, my name is Blaine C. Van. God has placed this in men to cultivate, to build, to have a venture, to go forth. But when you find a man who is not adventurous, when you find a man who doesn't want to provide for his family, when you find a man who doesn't want to protect his family, then something happened to that man. That man has to go against something that's biological in him that God made him. Something happened. And as we look at society, and as we look at what's going on in our neighborhoods and family, that men have been tampered with. There is a spirit in the world. There is a type of thinking. There is a type of expectation that draws the power from a man and make him weak and unable to do the things that God has called him to do. And ladies and gentlemen, I want to submit that at the end of life, God will check on a man, check on a woman, but check on a man to see that he fulfill his responsibility on the earth. I am convinced, man. Today I was talking to my students today, and the Lord just gave me the revelation of responsibility. And that a responsible male, you can take your eyes off him. But an irresponsible male, you can't. I leave the room, I go across the hall, go into a class, I come back, there's somebody standing on a chair. And I looked at him, and I got two things to do. I can get mad at him, or I can begin to bring him into manhood. So I went in there, sat him down, grabbed two of the guys, and began to expound to him and explain to him that the more I have to watch you, the more I have to peer down at you, the more I have to be a totalitarian regime over you, it shows me how mature you really are, how immature you really are, that you watch babies 24/7. But you should have come to a time where I can turn my head and you go about your father's business. There should come a time that I don't have to watch you 24/7, that I can utter a command, a responsibility for you, and I can go on a long journey, and that you will fulfill what I asked you to do. That's maturity, that's manhood. But if I got to keep watching you, and while I watch you, you do good. When I'm staring at you, you do good. But when I turn my head, you go off the rails, you go out of your boundaries, and you make foolish and unwise decisions. That is not manhood. So the question comes down to this: can God leave you alone? Not in the sense of he's not your protector, he's not your the divine provider, but like it says in the Songs of Solomon, can God hide himself behind the lattice work and peer at you to see will you be about your father's business? Your father's business is protect your family. Your father's business is to provide for your family. Your father's business that you are able to do the things you need to do without somebody monitoring. Can your wife go on a business trip without you acting the fool? And I'm not talking about having fun with the boys, but I'm talking about getting into fornication and sin. Or do you have to have a big brother camera on you all the time till you get mad, until you get angry? So I believe that manhood has been tampered with. I believe that because of the spirit that's in the world, something has been taken out of men. And I believe that men are looking to get back to where they were supposed to be. Responsible men, taking on the call and the duty of God, taking on what is inherent in nature for a man to be. That is, a man not only to give God praise, but a man who's able to take care of his household, wash the car when it needs to be done, pay the bills on time. Stop giving all the bills to the wife and blame her when she don't pay it on time. Stop having your wife call the bill collector when you should take care of that yourself. It's time for men. Now, I know this call is going out everywhere, but I'm not talking to everybody. I'm talking to you. I'm talking to you. That you take care of the children you sire. Understand what I just said. Not who you're father to, but who you sire. Do you see them? Do you send them money? Do you go to their games? Do you call them? Have you shirked your responsibility over your children? It's time to rise up. It's time to come back under your lines and your boundaries and the place where God has set you in, and it's time for you to rule your household well. My name is Blaine C. Van. This is a quick word.